So Tracy, my 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 brother in Christ. Listen, you remember that? You remember that video? The beanie, the bikini, the beanie, the bikini, the beanie, the bikini, the beanie. Yeah, you remember that? You remember that shit? Yeah, I know, bro. Trust me, I've been there, right? So I was gonna make a well, not really a joke. I was going to mention that I have a new term for certain things in anime, especially in the big three, but especially with One Piece. There's such a thing called canonical filler. And as I came up with the term, obviously canonical filler basically means canonical events that basically feel like filler because a lot of the episode is literally expanded like a Luffy punch. Yeah. Yeah, it just take the pages that were read it really quick, and then you just take it and make like 4 or 5 episodes out of that, and we're like, bro, how? Like, why is this? Like, I remember 3 episodes of people searching for Luffy and Zoro in a wall and a chimney. Really? 3 episodes worth of that? Yeah, kind of crazy. Anyway, that's what I call canonical filler. Then I remembered how you were, how you glitched, right? And you're like, dog, why can't I say that canonically, canonic? Yeah, fam, I remember. I'm sorry, you know, I'm in my my little Admiral energy. Anyway, the word is canonical, and I know. Listen, I'm not even saying this to make fun of you, because I'm making fun of myself. There's a word that messed me up. You know what word messed me up? Specificity. Listen to that word again. Specificity. Fam, when you're expecting there to be a at the end, and you end up with a specificity. Specificity. You understand? So, yo, there's no shame in the game. Trust me. There's another word that's kind of crazy, like proclivity. All right, that's not too bad, but I've been hearing, Dr. Jordan Peterson and my favorite character from the Blacklist, James Spader as Raymond Reddington. Yeah, they use the word proclivity a lot, but there's some words that it's you don't use them every day. So when there is the opportunity to use them, when you run into the word canonically now, because you're used to saying canon, right? So if you say canon, yeah, I know it's weird. So the word is canonically. Now I gotta be careful because you see that. No, I need to wear something that kind of high dollar that, yeah. But anyway, yo, I'm not lying. Yo, let me tell you, like, listen. It's good and bad for your mental health. You understand? Like, anime is good for your mental health, but it's also bad because look at me. Like, why am I looking like this? But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a detective and I feel like an admiral. This is crazy. Alright, see, okay. I had a Cat Williams moment a while ago. Right? I almost bit my goddamn jaw. Oh my god, like, you saw a power, yeah. No, it's cool, it's fine. And I could have, I swear to God, I could have just brushed it off and go like nothing ever happened, but I'm not one of them guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cap. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, big up to, by the way, no. Anybody who in a Jamaica and don't feel like you want to talk One Piece with me, like, I'm open to the conversation, right? Don't get me wrong, this is the same guy that, well, let me not break the fourth wall, right? Let me not break the fourth wall because I could, right? I could break the fourth wall, but we're not going to that, right? So this is Bossman Cinema, and then the other me, the doppelganger, is Bossman Champlu. That's where we talk MMA. Speaking of that, there is something I want to talk about. I want to talk about the big three. There's a big three in battle rap. There's a big three in MMA, and there's a big three in anime. So obviously, the anime is the One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, right? So that's the easy thing, right? But the big three in battle rap is like, okay, you have the haymaker, you have the haymaker, which is basically punchlines, the angles, and schemes, right? So everything is basically a combination of these three elements, right? I mean, you also have freestyles and rebuttals, so, I guess you can put that with schemes, whatever. It's whatever, right? Anyhow, then there's a big three of MMA. Yeah. So you have your boxing, your kickboxing, and your grappling, you see? So the kickboxing is karate, taekwondo, muay thai, anything that involves punches and kicks, that's kickboxing. Then you have your grappling, which is basically any form of wrestling mixed with Brazilian jiu-jitsu or whatever. And it doesn't matter. Once it's grappling back. Yeah? And then, of course, you have boxing. So, now, what does this have to do with the big three? Well, that's how I view it. I view One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach as like, Glock chaser nigga. You get the open hand, the fist of the deuce. Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, daylight. If you know, you know. Alright, if you know, you know. Zine? So, that's kind of how I view Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. I feel like Naruto does things better than Bleach and One Piece. Bleach does things better than Naruto and One Piece, and then One Piece does things better than Naruto and Bleach, right? So in other words, it's a rock, paper, scissors deal for me. So that's why if we're talking about the big three, personally I enjoy all of the three. But I'm not going to say that, oh yo, yeah. But we're not gonna lie. Yeah. this yeah, this if I had to rock a fit, yo, I'm rocking Admiral fits. I won't lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. But I love all three for different reasons. You understand? Or maybe the same reasons, but they're different. They're different things. I'm not going to join the bandwagon of saying, well, One Piece is the greatest anime of all time. I can't do that. But am I enjoying it? I am. But I'm not going to, and speaking of that, there's an analogy that I have for it that I'm going to tell you. You see, One Piece to me is like the ugly duckling of anime. You know that the girl in high school where she kind of ugly and maga, I never really too like her like that. But then, a couple of years pass, and you're up on Facebook and you see her and you're like, wait, who is that? Alright, remember Helmepo and Kobe, how they used to look? And then you see them now and you're like, Kobe, you have a scar right here, bro. What's going on? And then you see Helmepo coming in. Yo, dog, Helmepo coming in looking like Tosin. Like dog, how you come in looking so lame and so corny looking, and then now you looking like Tosin from Bleach? Like, explain it to me, bro. Bro, that's a glow up if I've ever seen it. Like, that's kind of how I feel like people are taking on to One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Because, dog, I watched One Piece back when Firefox never existed. That's how far me and One Piece are coming from. A year after them released Rurouni Kenshin back in the day when there wasn't even a subculture. There was no sub and no dub like that. We only got dubs. That's all we got. There was no subculture back in the day. This is when you were watching anime back in them days, it wasn't cool to watch anime. You understand? So that's my history with OP. You understand? So anyway, this is just an excuse for me to make content anyway. Anyway, big up on yourself. Anybody who want to talk to me about it, you don't know. You know what I mean? Admiral energy.